Rescue call now. We're with Captain. What's the deal, Captain? Where are we headed?
There's been an automobile accident at Ponce and the highway.
Okay, normally for a call like this, we would expect to see rescue. Would an engine also roll on this type of call?
Not usually. The call came in as an auto accident with injury, so the only response would be a rescue unit.
This gentleman here driving on US 1 northbound here. He got rear-ended in this car over here on the record.
110/70? 110 or 70?
It is US 1.
South Miami's right near you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do it.
Swung this door around. 96 on the pulse.
Okay.
Respiration.
Respirations at 12.
Here, and I got broke down. But it also cost me.
Yes.
No bruising, no discoloration.
Yeah, Could happen. Pull some muscle. Okay. Okay, thanks, guys.
No problem.
We're going to be doing this. Seatbelts work. Well, it bent the frame and everything. All the way up to the wheel. Is this a total?
Yeah. What happens to these seats when they get hit in the rear end? The seat flops back.
Uh-huh.
You got a problem there.
What was his chief complaint?
He just felt like
He was concerned for later on.
concerned for any injuries later, mostly.
Said he had a muscle strain.
That's a lot of damage to that car.
Lucky.
Well, you never know exactly what to expect when you arrive. What happened on this particular scene, Captain?
It appears that the Datsun was going northbound on Dixie Highway and was rear-ended by that yellow Mercury. The Datsun got a lot of damage to the rear end. Fortunately for the driver, he had his seatbelt on, and he only sustained soft tissue or neck injuries.
And so there's no requirement to transport these people. It's their choice if they're awake and conscious.
If there's no substantial injuries, they can either go to hospital on their own, or we can call them an ambulance. This particular gentleman preferred to be seen by his own physician.
Another job well done by Coral Gables Fire Rescue personnel.
The animals in the forest. If they could talk, what would they say? They might say, be careful with fire in the forest. Just like Smokey says, only you can prevent forest fires.
Well, I'll bet you've wondered what is carried in these fire rescue trucks, what equipment is required to save your life. We're with firefighter Hamilton here at the Coral Gables Police Department. We're going to discover all about that. I see a whole cabinet up here.
Right.
A lot of medical supplies.
Right. We have different medical supplies in different cabinets that you see throughout here. What you see here is basically, this is like our IV and administration set up. We have our different gauge needles for different type of criteria. Like for trauma, we use larger bore needles. We have administration sets, which hooks up with these IVs. And these are, we have what's called a ringer solution, and a D5, and it's just different type of fluid that we put in people for different scenarios. If it's trauma, we want to use a lot of volume because they usually bled out, so we use ringers. If we want to, mix different type of drugs, we use the D5s.
Is this determination as to whether to administer an IV, for example, made by the rescue personnel right on the scene?
Yeah, most times, anytime we have a call where the patient's going to be transported, we start a precautionary IV just to be on the safe side, because if the person's blood pressure is low, we can increase the volume once again, or if we have to push any kind of medications, if the patient goes downhill, we can do that. We just call up.
So once the pipeline into the body is open, it stays open.
Yeah.
Can that actually shut down under certain circumstances
Oh, yeah.
if you don't get an IV into someone?
Well, actually, when we start the IV, we can manipulate the flow. We can just shut it off if we want. We call it KVO, which is dripped real slow, or we can, set it wide open. So sometimes, like you said, we can't get an IV. The patient's veins are so bad, or their pressure's so low that we can't get IVs. It's rare, but it happens, and we have different things. We can go subclavians, and if worst case scenario, we can do external jugulars, and
Anything required to save the life is
yeah,
what you need
we
to
actually
do.
can even go interosseous, where we can drive a large bore needle right into the bone area below the knee, and it goes right into the membrane area.
Of course, you receive, I'm sure, a tremendous amount of training.
Yeah,
in
we
not
have-
only when to administer, but how to do it, and
Right.
the circumstances.
Right, we
surrounding
have
particular
guidelines.
injuries.
We call it ACLS guidelines, and we've pretty much, or protocols, we follow those. And if it gets to a situation where we feel uncomfortable, we just call our medical advisor.
And are there national standards?
Yeah, there is.
What do we have here?
Once again, this is like 4x4s, tape, electro pads. This is just to put it on the chest, and it reads the heart, the electrical response of the heart. More trauma dressing, tourniquets, bandages. We have your basic peroxide, alcohol.
Very well equipped.
Yeah, eye wash for eye injuries. We have stuff that can make you vomit when you've taken in poisons. If need be, we have ice packs, of course, basins for, who knows, any kind of different things. Different things for gunshot wounds. And over here we have, this more like gets into the airway part. We have an ambu, which we hook up to O2, and we ventilate the patient.
So this would be used in
Yeah.
a perhaps drowning situation.
Oh, well, any type of respiratory arrest, or if we want to dictate the breathing, we hook it up to supplemental O2, and we can control the breathing at this point.
Are these interchangeable face masks?
Yes.
Are all of these medications and dressings and so on disposable? I know you have to be very careful to
Yeah.
make sure you don't accidentally infect yourself or somebody
Yeah,
else
we
with
wear
something
masks.
previously used.
Yeah, we wear masks also, because now the threat of AIDS. If we suspect, we even suspect, we'll put one on him, on the patient, and we'll wear it ourselves. We use our own discretion. We try to cover ourselves. We even have goggles we carry. Always wear gloves. That's mandatory.
I guess any unexpected event could happen where you would be contaminated by blood
Yeah,
from one of
you
your
never-
patients.
You never know. Right here we have, these are ET tubes. These are put in a patient when different occasions, like if we have a cardiac arrest or respiratory arrest. It goes down and it includes the esophagus area, and it goes right into the trachea, and we breathe the patient with that. Called an intratracheal tube. It
I
has
see,
all different sizes.
In addition to all of these pipes and tubes and gauze settings and stuff to make people vomit, hopefully this television show won't do that. We see some electronic equipment here that looks quite interesting to
Yeah.
me.
We have a pulse oximeter. We put these on the patients. You can just put
Okay.
that right here.
Oh, the finger just goes right in there.
Right. And what this does,
And you remember that, Mike Mustard.
This
Okay,
will
and I
give-
have a pulse, do I?
you will have
I
a pulse
hope I
in
have
it.
a pulse, folks.
This will give your pulse, and also it'll give your O2 saturation level as soon as it starts to register on you.
This would be the same kind of thing used in a hospital.
Yeah.
And so here's the liquid crystal readout, and it will give me
Right.
my pulse.
Right.
Okay, it says
Your pulse is 87.
So is that all right? Is that within a normal range?
Oh yeah. And your 96 is your O2 saturation level, which is, but now it goes to 97. Perfect.
Okay, so we don't need to pump any oxygen here into the rescue van. I'm okay, right?
Right. We carry 3 men on a truck. So what it'll be is a lieutenant and 2 paramedics. He and I, if we have a good call, so to speak, he'll have his job. He'll be working the patient, and I'll be helping him. The lieutenant will be on, which is this. This is the phone we use. We pick this up and we go through a main dispatch, what's called Medcom. Once we contact Medcom, we tell them what we have, priority 1, 2, or 3, and we can reach, they'll give us any hospital we want.
Is it essentially a cellular telephone?
This is not cellular, no.
But it does go over the air from your van to...
Yeah, to Medcom, which is like the main center, and they tell, we tell them we want to align the doctor's ER, priority 1 for cardiac arrest. Boom, they give us, channel 4, we go to 4. We tell doctors, or our lieutenant will tell doctors exactly what we have. They'll advise us, what they want as far as, push, how's the patient, we'll send a strip with this. This is the thing I was telling you about that reads the heart. We hook it up, the electrodes on the patient, and it'll show us, what kind of rhythm.
Turn this around so the folks can see this a little bit.
This is what it is. It shows what the heart's doing. Okay, it just gives one view of the heart, which is lead 2, but it'll show if he's in normal sinus rhythm, if he's in VTAC, which is a rate over 100, or whatever, or if he could be in VFib. So this is really important.
Takes quite a while, I would imagine, to learn how to use this properly and interpret what the results are of what you're actually seeing there on the what appears to be somewhat like an oscilloscope.
Right. Like I said, it just goes with the paramedic training that you go through in the ACLS classes and the ATLS classes. And we even have PALS classes, which is a pediatric advanced life support. So they're pretty thorough. When you're on the truck, you have a lot of responsibilities, so you should know you should keep up with your skills. That's more or less the thing we try to do.
And there is really no margin of error when you're dealing with people's lives. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I do best here. I'm just going to lay down here, and I'll see you folks later on. Bye. Oh, I love it.
I don't know if you'll remember me, but I'll never forget you. I'm Mr. Signorelli's daughter. I didn't think about what would happen if he went into cardiac arrest. I didn't realize that at 6 a.m., a nurse would call the shots and save his life.
If you have the smarts and the guts to study biology, chemistry, anatomy, and psychology, call 1-800-962-NURSE. If caring were enough, anyone could be a nurse.
Freezing, that's why I come to you to see my blood pressure.
Did you take any medicine?
I just took some Advil for headache, that's all. But I have bronchitis.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
for
boy.
6 months.
Wow. Hi,
I
April.
got it up in New Hampshire when I was at my son's. I never got rid of it.
6 months?
Since November. I go every month to see my doctor. They took chest x-ray. Everything's fine. I'm supposed to stop walking probably because I walk 3 hours a day. Maybe that's not good when you have bronchitis.
Well, do you get exhausted?
No,
Does it make you breathe harder?
no.
I don't know.
I just sweat a lot.
Well, bronchitis is an inflammation of the bronchial tubes, right? So that's all that is. I don't see where it would have too much to do with your
And the funny
work.
thing, and I sweat when I get up or when I eat, but when I'm in bed, I don't sweat. And I don't have air conditioning.
You tell your doctor this?
Yeah. I'm going back next Wednesday. I go every month.
Mike, did you want to? Oh, I'm waiting on you. Okay.
I never had high blood pressure.
Never? Okay, we're going to take your blood pressure now then.
Probably gonna be low. Or I have any?
Yeah, your blood pressure is 160 over 100.
Too high.
It's a little high.
I have it always 130, 70, 80.
It's a little high today.
Never over 130. I wonder what's causing it.
When are you going to see your doctor again? When are you going to see Wednesday? Oh, good. He'll take it then. He takes it every time you go him, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. It might be just today. This cold feeling. I don't know why you're having this cold feeling.
Oh,
You having a headache?
I had yeah, I just took some Advil. Only physical heavy work I did today. I lift my dog, give him a bath, and wrestle with him. I don't think that would raise my blood pressure. I didn't even have a coffee today.
Well, it's nothing to worry about if it's just like this one time. Maybe it is because you're having this bronchitis, or maybe it's this cold feeling. I don't know. It's confusing me. But when you go Wednesday, no, when you go Wednesday and take it, if it's back to normal, and you just tell them that you went by the fire station with 160 over 100. If 1 or 2 days doesn't mean much. Yeah. So, but make sure he takes it on Wednesday.
Take it again.
Is it going to change?
It usually does.
It never changes.
Engine 2, service truck 1, 5317, Arduna Drive, both sinking. Engine 2, service truck 1, 5317, Arduna Drive, both sinking.
Are you ready? SOP says to dispatch an engine and the service truck. The service truck is what we're following to the scene. On the service truck we have a couple of portable water pumps.
And do you have some certified divers as well that ride these units?
That's true. On most of all our units we have certified divers, and on the service truck we have 2 sets of scuba equipment.
Now, as battalion chief, what is your specific function on the scene?
What I'll do is just supervise and make sure everything runs smoothly in case they need a backup, or maybe to get a commercial operator to help salvage the boat, or if there's a fuel leak or an oil leak into the oil spill into the water, maybe you have to notify environmental services or maybe even the Coast Guard.
You know, I wonder often if there's a problem with people don't yield right away to emergency vehicles. Do you frequently have that problem?
There is a problem of people that don't understand the law that you're supposed to move to the closest curb. A lot of times people are in their car with the air conditioner on, the radio turned up, or talking to someone else, and they lose track of what they're doing and where a siren's coming from.
Of course, that can slow down your response time and could cost somebody their life.
That's true. Good point. We have to be extra careful on responding to calls when we're going on an emergency because of that.
So everybody needs to make sure that when there is a rescue vehicle behind you, that you yield right away and pull over to the closest berm, correct?
That's a good idea. Italian one arrival.
1415.
What size?
It's like about 45 feet.
Big boat. Any oil or fuel coming out yet?
No, there's no fuel at all. His bilge pump's not working. He's got a small leak.
Okay, what would be the best plan of action?
I think we're going to use a submersible, the electric submersible. I think it's going to work best. We'll see what happens, but I think it's going to
Do we
work
need any backup?
best. No, we're fine. We got plenty of people.
Perfect.
He's up here in water right now.
This will do like 5,000 gallons of.
Yeah, these things will take a lot of water out right now.
Hey, Jimmy. We got to get on this other side because that boat's rocking pretty good. You know, counterweighting. You know, I'm not going to go to the other side because I'm telling you, it's good.
Counterweighted on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay there.
Is this outlet good here?
I don't know if they're going to be able to hook into that. They might have to hook him down over here. That's a shore power hook.
You want to take that over there,
No,
Coral?
we've got the,
Okay.
You have adapters to all of
Yeah,
this.
that comes in. That's okay. It's got
Yeah,
110 on it.
detail.
If it's, it can't be a 220 plug though.
Let's see if we're going to have enough cord.
Yeah, we got it, Bob.
We'll need an extension cord. We're down the water here.
Mike, can you get an extension cord? Good, huh?
Don't pull any more.
We need to get up. Don't go in that other side. That's my stand.
Need more cord.
I left that extension then, 'cause this is all we got right now. See?
Yes.
If you want to plug into their shore power, I'll have to plug them back in again over here. That'll give you more line.
For the police department?
No, the fire department.
Do you have a separate power switch to turn the power on for that? That plugs into the boat?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not working. All right, let's go get the generator.
should have an outlet.
I'm ballast now.
Huh?
I'm the ballast.
I know, man. That thing, it'd get everybody over there was coming up.
It's
That's what those things are working.
traffic. I understand your complaint. But you have to understand ours. If it works, it sounds great. Got a yard, salt water anywhere. Not much. They put a nozzle on it. I got one. As Mike just said, a lot of water calls. You've been here at 70. Had the car in the canal. Put a couple divers in for that. Oh, that would have been good. Now this. But we can't be here all day. How long, just out of curiosity, how long did it take to accumulate this much water? Oh, an hour, okay. I thought you were going to say minutes for a second. Whoa, we ain't fixing this in the minutes. Italian one responding, Palermo.
Well, you just saw the equipment it takes to save a boat from sinking. Captain, what did we have back there? I saw lots of equipment being moved in, generators, bilge pumps.
We had about a 40-foot cabin cruiser. Took on approximately 6 tons of water. The owner was working on the boat, and he took off a plate that surrounded the shaft where the shaft goes through to drive the engine, and water kept gushing in, and as he said, it kind of got away from him.
As we could see, the craft was loaded with water. We're headed now to another call. No sooner did we clear that one. What are we going to at this point?
This is a building fire. It should be a single-family residence. A couple units are already responding. They should be letting us know in just a second what the extent of the fire is.
Real strong.
Yeah. Right. What we have here is gas leaking underneath the house, and it caught fire somehow or other. There was a small leak in the gas line coming underneath the house, and it, for some unknown reason, caught on fire. The first arriving unit determined what it was, and instead of extinguishing the fire, and that would you'd still have gas leaking, they turned the gas off, and shortly thereafter the fire went out. So it somehow or other has a punctured gas line. Maybe a workman, maybe just over time it corroded, I don't know. They're going to have to get a gas repairman out here and figure that out. So as we stand now, the gas is turned off, the fire is out, there's no hazard. The occupants don't have any gas going to their stove or any of their heaters or anything like that, so they'll just have to go without gas stove tonight.
Basically, you stabilized the situation, made it safe for the occupants, and now they have to see about getting it repaired.
Yes, sir.
Another job well done.